Good morning and welcome along to AardvarkJoke episode 14. I'm joined this week by Mr. Peterson. Mr. Peterson, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, hello. I've been seeing how many sheep I can count before falling asleep.
And on this week's episode of AardvarkJoke, as always, we'll be trying to write a joke in as short a time as possible. Now, we live in an ever-changing world. That's a generic statement you can say at any point about anything. I mean, probably not true in the Middle Ages,
Or the Dark Ages.
Yeah. Society hasn't fundamentally shifted for 300 years, but at the moment it shifts quite a lot. But something that caught my attention was this is quite his quality. So various people, obviously with the American withdrawal from Afghanistan, quoted as saying they feel betrayed after America left so many inoperable helicopters and planes because the aircraft belonged to Afghanistan. Those people making that comment believed to be members of various rebel groups. And I just think that's an incredible statement that basically America's left a load of stuff there, but you're kicking off. It doesn't work. It's not, we used to have no planes and helicopters. Now we've got several hundred. Isn't this a good thing? And also the moralistic language of the word betrayed. I'm not entirely sure if it captures the sentiment, but I think what I was thinking about this in terms of a comedy perspective is that
I was wondering where there was going to be a comedy perspective.
Yeah. If you get in early enough and use words like betrayed, because they're so moralistic, it's going to completely, I think, distract people from the actual situation at hand. So if you're a trauma surgeon in a hospital and someone, motorcyclist comes in with a road sign sticking out of their abdomen because it's all gone a bit wrong, and you say, I feel betrayed by the road sign company. How could they leave these like spiky metal things all over the side of the street? Like, because that's how the system works. Like, you're not going to see the fire service complaining, we feel betrayed by this timber company storing all this wood in a warehouse. Obviously, it was going to set on fire, and we've had to spend 3 days hosing it down with water.
Whereas they could get a bit betrayed with the petrol soaked lumber and lighter company. But that is actually probably all right. But in terms of those sorts of things, or is it as bad as someone who? I felt betrayed earlier when I bought a custard donut and it didn't contain any custard.
That is betrayal. But who were you betrayed by? Were you betrayed by the bakery or the custard company?
They're in a cartel together. They're in cahoots.
It's a vertically integrated supply chain.
Big patisserie has got it out for me.
So that's what I kind of wanted to go for was, what's the most ridiculous thing that you could use the betrayed word in to try and get ahead of it? I don't know if it's kind of like a World War II situation, and France is being like, we feel betrayed by Germany who've just invaded. Like that's it's not really the right way of phrasing it.
Is it a playground thing where you slap someone in the face and then you're betrayed by the fact they're not annoyed?
Oh, like when sort of 5 and 6 year olds change their best friend every couple of days. Yeah. Little Timmy was absolutely betrayed by little Johnny.
No, they were not. Basically, they were betrayed by effectively. So, say in example A, Timmy used to be friends with Johnny, but then Timmy became friends with Tommy, and Johnny wasn't upset by that. Therefore, surely Timmy was betrayed by Johnny.
It's really good that you've chosen the three most similar sounding names to try and explain this. You didn't go for like Alex, Bob, and Charlie, which would have made it quite simple.
That's why you're the comic expert, and I'm just planting the seeds. You make them.
I just like the fact you had to slow down with each sentence because you had to remember who was Tommy, who was Timmy, and who was Johnny.
So basically, the one who had their friendship stolen from them wasn't annoyed. So the stealer of the friendship should have felt betrayed that he wasn't annoyed.
That's true.
It's like I insulted someone the other day and it didn't react to it. I felt a bit betrayed by them.
You feel like they've really let you down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're expecting them to get very upset.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have said it if they were going to be okay with it. Not how insults work.
No, a complete waste of oxygen. I guess that's kind of the one with this is that do you go for like the kind of similar setup, but look for the most ludicrous example.
Yeah.
Where you can say betrayed. So like the most absolutely nothing, like the police department feel betrayed by criminals who are going and doing crime. Like, yes, that's the system.
Or someone working in customer service feels betrayed by a customer ringing up
and complaining. Yeah. Or do you go for a situation which is just so asinine that like the use of betrayal is completely the wrong choice of word? Like, I felt betrayed by the bus company when it was a minute late or something like that. Because I think those are probably two dissimilar ways of taking the joke.
Yeah. Yes, you use the word betrayed for like the smallest of possible inconveniences. Like, I felt betrayed when I went to the shops and they only had Coke Zero and I wanted a Diet Coke.
Yeah, or even stuff that might potentially be your fault. I felt betrayed by the UK road network when I left my house late and arrived late at work.
Yeah. I felt betrayed by the big road sign when I took the wrong route on my journey.
I felt betrayed by my fridge when I didn't put any food in it after I went shopping and then I went hungry.
I think it's exactly. Yeah, I think that is. Yeah, I think let's take it that way. I think that is probably. That's good. Yeah, because I think that is more ridiculous and obscene and therefore comedic than just thinking of a sort of actual example, the sort of betrayed by doing the thing I'm supposed to do or being.
Yeah, and trying to find a situation in which.
I think the comedy is where you feel betrayed by something that is completely your fault.
Because fundamentally, what's happened here is some people have arguably nicked some stuff and then complained that it wasn't quite what they wanted and are complaining about it. It's like burglars break into someone's house and like slip on the floor because it's been mopped or something, and end up like damaging their hip. And most people are sitting there going, probably the burgling was what. What's the issue here? Not the broken hip.
Or they break in and there's only a 1080p TV and they want a 4K
I
TV.
burgled this house because it's in a rich area and I assumed you would have a 4K monitor. I feel betrayed.
Yeah.
Right. I think that might be the thing to do then. Actually, I quite like using that kind of burglary example as the ultimate use of betrayed. But I think the build-up one will probably be either that, as not going, there's been no food in the fridge or something, or being late to work, something that you have clearly caused, and then switch it a little bit for the feeling betrayed by the house that you burgled, not having good enough stuff to nick.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like a plan. You're going to enter your special joke writing space.
Indeed. Let's pause it there.
47 and a half hours later.
I saw a press announcement from the Taliban earlier. They were angry and disappointed and felt betrayed after America left so many inoperable helicopters and planes. I don't always look to armed groups when I'm doing jokes, but I don't not look to armed groups either. I just wanted to point that out. What surprised me a little bit about this was a kind of moralistic language, like an American conservative railing against video games in the mid-90s. I think that the word betrayed is quite strong. Like fundamentally what we're looking at here is me going, I felt betrayed by the Sainsbury's bakery when their custard donuts didn't have any custard in them. And that sounds more like an administrative error than an intentional betrayal of the valued customer. I felt betrayed when I didn't pay my electricity bill and Empower disconnected me. Again, sort of seems fairly reasonable. Fundamentally, ultimately, what this is about other people's stuff. I felt absolutely betrayed when I broke into an affluent house with 2 Range Rovers to steal a 4K TV, only to discover, to my dismay, it was 1080p only.
Brava.
Mr. Peterson, is there anything else you would like to add on this week's episode of Aardvark Joke?
There is nothing else I'd like to add on this week's episode of Aardvark Joke.
Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.